Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and we're back out here in the garage for another upcoming projects video and mean comments of the week. I haven't made one of those in a while, and today I am really excited to bring you what I have on the table, because what we have in this little box right here is a firearm that I have never laid eyes on before, but one that I have been wanting for a long time. But unfortunately, this one is not mine. It is on loan to the channel, and it's on loan to the channel from somebody new named Brian. And Brian follows my channel, knows me personally because he sees me at the gun range, and he has reached out a number of times. We've had some great conversations. And he messaged me and said, I have a pistol you might be interested in reviewing because I know you like historical guns and the mechanically interesting and odd guns. And I said, absolutely. And what we have is a complete set of a Walther P5. And not just a Walther P5, it's the compact version, which is the more rare version of this gun. And if you're not familiar with what a P5 is, it was one of the 3 pistols that the German police forces adopted. I believe it was after the Munich massacre, where they needed to upgrade some of their guns, and they decided to go with Walther, SIG, and HK. And Walther made the P5, SIG made the P6, which a lot of you guys know was the P225, and of course the very famous HK P7. And after all 3 of these pistols were adopted, because they all met the qualifications, police forces were allowed to pick and choose which one they wanted to adopt. Some went with the P7, some went with the P6, and so forth. And a few went with the P5. And this is a pistol that also is kind of famous because it's my understanding it was used in a couple of James Bond movies, because inevitably, because he originally carried the PPK, they always wanted to give him another Walther. I know he had a P99 in one of the movies and so forth, but I want to say the ones in the 80s had this gun. And it's based, or its action, I believe, is based off of the Walther P1, which I guess is what, the P39? Which also uses like the drop-down kind of blocking block that the Beretta 92 uses and borrows from. So it's also mechanically interesting because it functions different than many other pistols, because it doesn't eject to the right side, it ejects to the left. So once again, we have the complete box, Walther. Right here we have the original owner's manual, which is really cool. This is actually a collector's piece within itself. Brian has put this in a little baggie to protect it, but Walther P5 Compact. And these little books are expensive as well. And here we go. There's the pistol, and we get 1 magazine. And everything for this gun is expensive because they're just sought after by collectors. And I'll tell you a funny story is I will never overpay. But man, did I get into a bidding war a long time ago for one of these. And I made the other person that wanted to get into a bidding war with me pay for it. I'll tell you what, man. It got crazy, but these are not cheap pistols. And as you can see, the ejection port is not on the right side of the gun. It's on the left. But this is not a left-handed gun. It just ejects to the left. And I'm not really sure why they went with that design choice, but they did. So we have takedown lever in the typical same place you would find it on other Walthers and like Berettas. We do have a lever here on the side, which acts as a decocker and a slide release. And I'm sorry if my computer is being all loud and obnoxious with the fan. It always is when I'm out here trying to film. I have it out here because I need to read the mean comment of the week. And every time I bring it out, it's like I gotta turn it on. All right, so we have a lever here on the side, and it acts as a decocker, very similar to like the SIG P series of pistols. But also, when the slide is back, and I totally forgot, it doesn't lock the slide open. So for example, if the magazine is out, you can't lock the slide open. It will lock open though on an empty magazine. And if it's locked open and you do want to drop the slide, you can push that down and it will close, and it decocks the gun. So it's a slide release, I guess would be the technical term for how it functions. And it's also a decocker, all built into one. So already we got an interesting gun. Ejecting to the left, a decocker slide lock. It has a typical heel release that you'll see on many, European guns, German guns, just like the HK-P7. And it locks in there really solid. Now, something else functionally about this gun that I found to be very interesting, and hopefully I'll be able to capture this on camera. Take a look at the back of the firing pin. Now, I'm going to pull the trigger back a little bit and watch what happens to that firing pin. Do you see it there? Look at that. It moves. It goes up. And when I first saw this here on the workbench, I was like, what the heck is going on? Is it missing a part? Is it broken? And the answer is no. There's actually a little cutout here in the hammer. So when the hammer is down, it's never resting on the firing pin. Isn't that really cool? I've never seen another gun do that. I'm not saying there's not other guns that have that safety mechanism, but that kind of acts like the firing pin block. So when you pull the trigger, the firing pin comes up, which allows the hammer to be, I guess, the thing that hits it. But if you drop the gun and the hammer would fall without the trigger being pulled, it would only hit that part of the hammer, and the firing pin would go into that little slot and not have any momentum to go into the chamber. That's pretty darn cool. The manufacturing date on this is 1983. It's serial number matching. And Brian told me the story of this one. And I always love to hear the stories of guns because each one has something to tell. And sometimes these stories get lost. And it's my understanding that Brian has a lady friend, and he's been seeing her for a while. And of course, he's a gun guy, obviously. And he's also a competitive shooter, and he knows guns. Like, he knows a lot about guns. He's like one of us. He's not like a casual owner. And I guess his lady friend was like, hey, I got this pistol. Would you be interested in it? And he goes, sure, let me see it. And it's my understanding this was her either grandfather's or father's gun. I'll have to double check on that one. And she's like, well, you can have it. And he felt so bad, he actually gave her some money for it. He's like, well, no, I can't. It's too valuable. But he realized what this was when he saw it. It was imported by PW Arms of Redmond, Washington. And I actually have a Sig Sauer P220 from it's one from the 90s that was imported by them as well. They've imported a lot of German stuff. But that's what this is. So this was not imported by Walther, imported by, PW Arms. The import mark is here on the bottom of the dust cover, but all of the other marks on it are factory, with all the proof marks, all numbers matching, and it's the compact. And I had to go do some research to find out exactly what makes this the compact, because I don't think the slide is shorter, but I think the barrel is shorter. I have to go look at that. I know that this is a rarer version of the P5, and I've always wanted a P5, and this is the first time I've ever gotten to hold one or handle one. I am so excited to get to review this and shoot it. And he says it shoots great. He says this is a shooter. It's not a collector. I mean, you can kind of tell it has some wear and tear on it. This gun has been shot and loved, and that gives it a little bit of character. So we're going to take care of this. We're going to review it. I'm probably going to do a field strip video on it as well. Even though the field strip's not that crazy, it's something I just want to document so people can see a P5 being taken apart. So yeah, this is going to be really awesome. And I promised that I would kind of move this one to the top of the pile. He's a new person lending things to the channel, so I want to do that for him. So my next range trip, I think I'm going to take the Keltec, the P11, and I need to take one of these ARs to the range as well. But I'm going to take this to the range too. So this is going to go kind of to the top of the pile. He also had a few other things to kind of complete this, because he has carried it and he's a huge James Bond fan. He had to have a custom holster made for it. And this is a holster that I guess is very similar to the one that James Bond uses, and he even had to find somebody that sold the blue gun, you know, the little fake guns, because to make the holsters with. So he had to find and procure one of these so the holster maker could actually make it, because nobody has molds for this gun. So I guess these are made by Rings, is what it says. So yeah, it's just a, you know, a non-functional, just a big chunk of plastic, and it's what many holster manufacturers use to mold holsters. So he had a shoulder holster made for this in the style of James Bond. So that's really cool too. It's how he carries it. So it's like the complete package. This thing is awesome. And yeah, so you guys know I'm a total geek, and this is going to be something special, because it's just one of those guns I have always personally wanted, and now I'm going to get to shoot and review it. So this is one of those that I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so exciting for me, more than many other guns. A Walther P5. Many people don't even know it exists, and if you find them, you're going to pay out the wazoo for them. So yeah, there you go. So what a cool upcoming project. So that's going to go in the safe tonight, and I'll get it prepared for the range trip probably later this week. All right, so that's the upcoming project. Have you guys ever seen a Walther P5, ever owned one, or ever shot one? I'd like to know what your thoughts and experiences with it are. And if you're a geeky collector like I am, does it hold any interest in you for that? All right. I do have one mean comment of the week that actually, when I went to see Brian at the range today to borrow the firearm, he's like, yeah, I saw that mean comment on last night's video. I guess I missed it, okay? Because I guess it didn't populate in the unresponded comments. And I was like, well, what are you talking about? And he said it was somebody that just said they're unsubscribing and that I'm boring and all that. And you guys know, here on the Texas Gun Vault 2, this is my behind-the-scenes channel. This is not a serious channel where I put out my serious reviews or content. This is like a vlogging channel where I just talk about what's ever on my mind. So last night I just mentioned that I've been feeling a little bit under the weather. I've been a little bit sick, just getting tired. And I guess that was the breaking point for this person. I mean, why did you subscribe to my channel at all in the first place? So, mean comment, I don't respond, I just ban them. But I wanted to show you what this is, and I guess sometimes it's a little bit frustrating because I really want to please everybody, but I guess you're never going to make everybody happy. So, Rick Georgette 9657 said, I used to enjoy your content. Not this time. This is a waste of time. Boring, whining rant. I am unsubscribing from this channel. Well, okay, because last night's video wasn't a rant. It was just me talking about YouTube and doing some like behind the scenes stuff. Regarding content that got removed in an appeal, and then just me feeling bad and apologizing to you guys for not making more content. I don't know. Well, all you have to do, I'm gonna save you guys some time. If I bore you, I'm sorry. If you don't like me, my voice, my presentation style, I know that I'm not charismatic. I know that I'm not the most interesting guy in the world, okay? Even though I think I am, in reality, I know I'm not. There's a little button at the top of your screen. You can push that X and I go away and you never have to watch my content again. You don't have to subscribe to my content, but if you don't like me, you don't like my content, you don't have to be mean. I'm not going to go to your place and go, oh, I hate you. I don't care. You know, I don't understand why people feel like they have to do that. It doesn't really hurt me. I guess I feel sorry for people like that because they had to, I guess, lash out, or even why even put that into words? I mean, there's YouTube channels and content that I don't like, and I'm not mean to them. I'm like, I just wish them the best of luck, and I might not interact with them, and I just don't subscribe. But whatever. Anyway, that's the mean comment, and actually I'm pretty blessed because that's the only mean comment I've really had lately. I've been pretty good. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And most importantly, what do you guys think of the Walther P5? Yeah, amazing. I am so excited for this. And so if you watch to the end of this video, obviously, the word of the day is going to be Walther. Walther is the word of the day. Use that in the comments somehow. I know you watched to the end. I know it's kind of an obvious word, and maybe people that don't watch to the end are going to use that in the comment, but yeah. Walther's such a cool company, and I love the P5. I've always wanted one. I cannot wait to get it to the range and see how it shoots. And I know it's going to be weird to see the casings eject to the left. And mechanically, it's just so interesting. It just checks all the boxes for me and my interest in firearms. So I am just giddy with excitement. So there you go. So once again, let me know what you think in the comment section below. And Brian, if you're watching this, thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity. And as always, thanks for watching.